Greetings, fellow Earth travelers. Oblyx here, coming at you today from Project Ozone Lite. How y'all doing today? So, we're down here today at the mob farm because we got a little something to take care of. Let's go on and armor back up and get on back into our regular view. Oh, look at that. Oblyx done been doing something down here. What's up with all them extra drawers, Oblyx? What you got going on? Because you got drawers over here you ain't even bothered to use yet.
Shut up and sit down.
Well, as you know, on our farm, killies all of the bad things in the world down in here. We got our witch water turning into, charge creepers and nether monsters and all that stuff down there. We getting all the good stuff. But we're also getting these loot bags. And we're not doing anything with them. I'm just letting them sit there because, quite frankly, I hate opening the stupid things. They just clutter up your inventory. Then you got to deal with all the garbage that comes through them. But there is some good stuff to be had in there. So we're going to work on today a way to automate pulling the loot bags out of here, shoving them over here, opening them, and throwing them into these drawers, throwing the goodness, and getting rid of the badness, all the garbage we don't want. So all I've done is set up a stack of drawers, nothing on the other side, no Tom trickery, just a bunch of drawers. Got some big ones for things we want a bunch of, got little ones for stuff we don't want a whole bunch of. And what we're going to do, you notice I've got a slave controller over there. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I ain't never tried this before. We're going to give it a go, though. And I'm going to put me let's see. We built one of these bag openers. Now, if you feed a bag into this guy, it's from the same mod, it will open the bag. So we know that to be true. We're going to set that guy right there. So, he's going to open the bags, they're going to line up here, and he's going to put the loot down here. We're going to then pipe that loot into this controller. So, actually, let's pop down here and put this controller right there. So, it being connected to these drawers now has access to all the drawers. Yeah, buddy. So, we want to put a conduit between there. Actually, this is an item duct. Get our crescent hammer, which is stupidly named. Turn that off. Pop that back up there. We're going to get one of these here reinforced servos. Slap him onto there and say, turn on always. So that's going to say, suck everything in here and out of there and put it into there. Now we want to do the same thing over here. Except, you know what? I think I want to go. I got to be careful about what I break over here because the farm will suck it up and throw it straight into the trash. The farm does not play. Yeah, let's just come straight over here like so. And connect that like that. Now, we want to put our servo on here. Now we want to use at least a reinforced because that gives us some filter slots. And I don't want to turn this on yet until I get the filter slots laid out. So what I'm going to do is grab one of every bag. One white, one green, one blue, one purple, one whatever color, and one whatever other color. I'm colorblind, bear with me. We're going to load these into our slots like that, and we're going to make sure it's on whitelist. That says only allow these items to come through here. Notice it defaults to blacklist. If you did that, it would suck everything but those items, which is not what we want. So we want it on whitelist, and we can actually ignore all this other nonsense. Now we want to say nearest first. That's important. because it's going to follow this path and try to go to the nearest place, which is going to be that recycler. And let's disconnect that so that doesn't try to become a spot for it to go. And we want to do the same thing on this connection, except for we don't want to put any filters. We just want to make sure it's set to nearest first, because in the event that it can't put items in there, I want it to put things in here, a trash can. So I'm going to just run through and disconnect all those little connections it made on the drawers. Turn those off. So because it's set to nearest first, it's going to try to go to the nearest place, which is that drawer controller. If it can't put the items in the drawer controller, now remember, this is the items that it's gotten out of the loot bags. This pipe will transfer loot bags, so there's no need to put a trash can on it because they're just going to be loot bags going into here and nothing but loot bags. And this guy can take all the loot bags. Once he opens the stuff, the bags up, all the loot that comes out is going to try to go in this drawer or this controller. If there's a drawer open for it, it will go in the drawer. If not, it will just zip on down to the trash can and be dumped. So, pretty slick setup. Now, I do want to add a... I thought I had one on me. I do not. Dagnabbit. Alright. A lever. And I'm not real sure if this is going to work, but I want to try to slap it right there, because I want this to be active on redstone. I don't want it to be ignored. Right now it's on high, which is what I want. So it should only transfer when that switch is switched. We'll see if it works. For right now, though, we're just going to take those loot bags we pulled out and we're going to drop them in here and see what happens. So let's just drop them into our opener. You see it starting to open. And we see loot starting to show up into our drawers. Nice. So what we want to do now, let's check, make sure it got them all. It did. So it's opened everything. Anything we want a whole bunch of, we want to move down to these big drawers. And anything we don't want at all, we want to kind of pull off to the side. And make sure we keep track. Well, we don't even need to keep track of it, but I'm going to do that anyway just because I'm a bit anal retentive. So I'm just going to set a quick drawer there. Like we don't want these rubber saplings. We don't want the seeds. These stupid blue bags. We probably want to set a loop on those. Let's see what we can do with these guys. When you open up these, I believe it's the artifact bags, these guys right here, you get these dumb blue bags. And I believe they can go back in here and be reopened. They can. So we want to, when there's a blue bag, we want it to be pulled out of here, put back in here, and opened again. So we do want to leave a slot for them, but we want to leave it in such a way that it can be, recycled unto itself. So let's set that up real quick. We'll do that with well, we've got our, do we have any more servos? We do not. We'll stick with thermal dynamics. What the heck? We could use Ender IO or anything else for that matter. We'll stick with thermal because it's working for us. And we've already got our wrench out, so should I go up top and do this or do it right here? We'll do it right here. We'll have to wrench that connection. We don't want these two connected. And we'll put our servo on there. Now we need to get another blue bag. So let's grab one of those artifact bags and we're going to just open that bad boy up ourselves. There's our blue bag. Stupid blue bags. And we want to say whitelist blue bags. So when the blue bag goes in here, it should get sucked out. Once I turn it on, I didn't turn the servo on. Redstone, always active. It should get sucked out. It did. Put back into here, got opened, and dumped into here. Awesome. Let's try a couple of these just to make sure it does what we want it to do. So we got all those blue bags. They're not even making it to the drawers before they're just getting funneled right back into here. That's awesome. Let's try that a couple more times. And this time I want to keep an eyeball on this guy. Yeah, see the blue bags are popping back up in here. Slowly disappearing and slowly popping back in. And it's just happening so fast, the loot's popping down and being sucked out instantly. But that's cool, yeah. You can tell right here we got loot out of those things. Fantastic. So now what we want to do is test that we can actually, let's make sure that finished up. It did. Let's just flip this lever for a second. Let it run. We did see it light up, so we know it's sucking bags out. Turn it off. Man, did that happen that fast? Or did it not do anything? Turn that on and watch. Nothing. So I'm thinking this slave controller does not work the way I want it to work. Dang it, Bobby. Rats. I've never actually used that slave controller. It might be good for an input, but it does not look like it's good for an output. Rats. I really wanted that to work. We may have to route way over to here. Alright, well, that's going to be ugly, but okay. I guess I'm okay with ugly. Now, yeah, see, anything I break over here, I got to be careful. It's going to get sucked up by the mob farm itself and just instantly destroyed. I'm okay with these being destroyed. Yeah, what the heck ever. Why not? See, I've got my magnet. I'll get some stuff, but I'm not going to get everything. It's like my magnet's fighting the item collector for the mob farm. I could go up there and turn it off. I've actually designed it in such a way I can turn it off, but I'm just being lazy. Alright, so I'm going to pop that servo on there. And we want to grab one of every bag again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We come over here. We want a whitelist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, we don't care about any of that nonsense. And I'm not even going to bother with an on-off. I'm just going to say go. And why aren't you working? Dang it. Why are you not getting these daggone loot bags out of here? Redstone is ignored. What the crap, man? Why is this not pulling out of here? It's funny, I'm using this pipe, this item duct, to push the items into there, but I can't seem to pull the items out of there. At least not the specific items I'm looking for. Huh, I may have to switch over to Ender IO. Oh, or is it because that switch is on? Well, no, because we have redstone ignored. What the heck? Wait, is new stuff showing up? Oh, it sure is. Oh, it is working. It's happening so fast we can't see it. There we go. Let's go ahead and put those in there. And it was going through so quick we didn't see it. Dang it. All right then. Oh, see, there's good stuff. We got a capacitor. I like capacitors. You know, that makes me think. We probably, because these are all going to have different data, they're not going to stack in a single drawer. We may want to set up some. Remember these guys that we used at the beginning of our game that hold just tons of stuff? They still have our storage modules in here. These hold 300 stacks of items. We may want to set that up. Set one for books and one for capacitors. That may be a good idea. We definitely want a big bin for redstone. I don't care about Lexica Botanias. I think we have enough of those. Probably want a bin for gold. Really want to see some diamonds, man. You know what? I may want to upgrade this conduit to the better conduit. This, I'm using the better stuff inside the farm. Where is it? Where is it? This impulse item duct. I'm using the opaque impulse item duct inside the farm. It's pretty dang quick. May want to switch this over to that. I think the slowdown is not the servo so much as it is the item duct. Those we want bigger things for. What is that an egg for? Is that a bat? Yeah, bat. Wow, already 23 bat eggs? Good lord. Oh, you know what? It's pulling these bat bags. That's what it's doing. Yeah, it's pulling those bat bags. Raw carbon we want in a big drawer. Ooh, dimlets. Definitely want those in a big drawer. Quartz, put that in a big drawer, please. Emerald, big drawer. Oh, diamond, big drawer. Coal, big drawer. Anything we use a ton of, we want big drawer. Iron pants, not so much. That can be tiny drawer. Golden apples, big drawer. It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? It's still got thousands of bags to go through. Oh my goodness, it's so slow. Yeah, you know what? Let me upgrade these pipes and I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, got some kind of semblance of normalcy going on here. Kind of organize things a little bit in a way that makes sense to me at any rate. Got the stuff that we want lots of down here at the bottom. and got stuff we don't care so much about up here at the top, but we might like to keep a little bit. Like the iron swords come in handy when you're building mob masters, and the iron armor, you have to level your armor up in this pack, so it's good to have some of that. Yeah, I don't really think I'll be using the rails, but hey, we'll keep them just in case. It doesn't hurt anything to have a little drawer full of them. I am keeping the bread and the glowing... what the heck is this? Glowing water. I couldn't remember the name of it. It is an excellent food source. If you guys didn't know, you can take 3 of these glowing bread and 1 of the glowing water, pop them into a grid as such, and you get glowing bread. Look at that. 20 times saturation, and look at all that hunger it displaces. It is a great source of eating. So, good idea to keep that stuff handy. So we'll fill up some big drawers full of those. And the glowing water is kind of a pain to make, so that's good. Getting that for free. Everything else just kind of situated out. Now I did implement our storage modules like we were talking about. I've got this one set to receive all the capacitors. I'll show you how I did that in a second. This guy's set to receive books, any books. This guy's set to receive all these biome markers, or biome crystals. Don't really know that we'll have a use for them, but hey, what the heck. And then this guy's going to be our overflow. What I'm going to use him for to start with is... Oh, hello, little slime. How you doing, buddy? Okay, die. Put your bits in there. What I'm going to use him for right now is I've got all the drawers locked, so no new items can show up in the drawers. We've got a good baseline of what we want. So what's going to happen is all items are going to go into this module. I've got it set to blacklist and blacklist nothing. So anything that can't go into a drawer, so anything that's not already defined in a drawer, should show up in here. These other modules, like this one has the biome crystals, is set to whitelist biome crystals and use metadata. What this tells it is it doesn't matter that this guy is Redwood Taiga Hills. It just matters that it is a biome crystal. So any biome crystal, regardless of what biome it's looking for, will go in here. Now this guy is our books, so I've got a book in here, and again, use metadata, so it just says book. Enchanted book. It doesn't care what the enchantment is. And then same down here with our capacitors. We just said capacitor, use metadata, so any lost capacitor will show up down here. This was a chest I was using for testing. I did disconnect the trash for right now. And I did put a filter on this guy. Remember, this is our drawer controller, so anything, as this guy opens our loot bags, it's shipping it out, going to the nearest first. So it's going to try to go here, so I had to put a filter on him that said blacklist, again, use metadata, and those 3 things that we want to filter out in our drawers, or in our storage modules. So those are being blocked from going in here. They'll just go straight over here. I could take that off now because we have the drawers locked, but when I didn't have the drawers locked, it was a necessity. So now I can go ahead and turn this back on and let the bags flow. And we should pretty quick start seeing stuff show up in here. Hopefully, if I set everything up properly. There's the loot. No, most of it's going into our storage drawers. But there is some overflow starting to show up. Now these we have in our storage drawers, but they're full. So it just can't go in there. Because this drawer is absolutely full at 8. Because these are non-stackable items, it's technically stacking them, but it can only get them up to 8. The seeds, we don't want those. But what this does is this kind of gives me an ability to pick and choose, make sure I didn't miss anything. We're just going to let this run because it'll hold 300 stacks of items, so it'll hold a bunch of stuff. We're just going to let this cruise and make sure I didn't miss some goody item that we do want that we just hadn't seen yet. So I'm going to let this run, but this is basically our setup. Now what will happen is once I'm sure I've got everything, anything I do want to add to the system, say I wanted to add for whatever reason, melon seeds, for example, I'd pull a melon seed out. I like things nicely stacked. I'd take that melon seed and I'd drop it in a drawer, right, wherever. Then the drawer controller would recognize that and start stacking new melon seeds in the drawers. So likewise, if I start getting a bunch of stuff over here that I do want, that I do have a drawer for over here, I can come put an upgrade in this drawer so it'll hold more of that item. Now, what I'll do at the end of the day is take out this chest and reconnect right here our trash line. Because it's farther away. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be more than 8 blocks away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll have to move it one more block over. Let's go ahead and do that now before I forget. I'll probably actually move it 2 blocks over. That way, it's the furthest thing away. So it's going to try to remember, because we set it on nearest first, it's going to put it on anywhere else it can put it. And that'll be the place of last resort. Will be the last place it tries to put anything. We'll use our crescent hammer to disconnect. Boop, boop. Yeah, excellent. So all we'll have to do is reconnect those two and take out this, and we'll be good to go. And that'll be our permanent setup. We just want to keep making sure we're not missing anything good. Fire water, we don't care. We have a cow for that. Witch hats, we have a spot for them. They're just already full. So yeah, let me let this burn down a little bit. Bust some bags open. Seems like this is not pulling out as quick as I want it to, and this is the highest tier it can be. They're just slow pipes, man. But it is definitely, we're getting some emerald and some diamond. We're getting some good stuff. I really want a lot of these dimlets is what I really want. I can definitely stand for a bunch of those. We do have some over here as well. Got 132 in that farm. But let me let this run for a little bit, and I'll bring you back after it's caught up. Alright folks, I've let it sit here and run and process all these loot bags. You notice they're all down to 0. There's about 1,700 loot bags in each drawer, so we're looking at over 9,000 loot bags it's run through that have run through this system here. And this is what we got out of it. And so, actually we got, I tell you, the armor, all this iron stuff right here, the picks and the swords is in way overabundance in this pack on the loot tables. They're just insane amounts of that garbage, and we threw most of that away. Kept a little bit, but we threw most of it away. We did get 203 dimlets, which is awesome. 666 bread, nice evil number there. 435 diamonds, that's good news because we don't have a way to make those yet. And 3,287 lapis, which we can't make that yet either, so that's awesome. We're set for torches for a very long time. Now over here on our storage drawers, remember we did set these up to peel out specific things, so we've got all of our Ender IO capacitors. We ended up with 106 of those. Tons of books. Look at all the books. Nice. So we can pretty much enchant anything we want, any way we want. And then I'm also saving out, of course, the biome crystals as well, which we'll use later. Not using that one, just have it blocked off. This is unrelated, this ender chest. This is for another project later down the road, but it's not related to this at all. Hey, Big Slime. I did set up another ender chest over here. Now this is tied to that ender chest. Well, I switched out the gold chest that was down here. We're going to have to dispatch these slimes. Remember that gold chest? I switched that out with an ender chest because it was constantly getting these slimes spawn, and the spikes were killing them, and it was collecting tons of loot bags. And I would have to come empty it,
fairly regularly. So what I did was replace this with an ender chest. And what it allows me to do is, as I'm out killing critters, I also linked my ender pouch to it. You can see right here. See how the chest opens up? Bingo. Awesome. To do that, you just craft one of these pouches, shift right click on the chest, and it links to that chest, just like so. What that allows me to do is when I'm out killing, Endermen or whatever on the platform, if they get in the way and obnoxious and I get loot bags, I can just pop them into this ender pouch. Or if these spikes kill anything, they'll go into this ender chest, which is also linked to that pouch. It will come over here, show up in this ender chest, and be pulled into our processing system and get processed just like every other loot bag. So we're not wasting any loot bags. I also set one up there as well near our crafting station. So, if I just have some in my inventory and I haven't pulled out my pouch yet, I can go ahead and toss them in there and they'll get processed. So that, I think, is all the time I got for today. But I sure do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me, as always, and setting up our loot bag opening processing station thingy mabobber dealy whatever. Anyway, until next time, get out there and make some noise. See ya!